How's it going?
Yo, it's good. How are you doing?
Good. Wait, are you one passive voices farmer? Because we might have some stuff in common. If
I'm not doing one
oh,
passive
okay.
voices. I am freaking, you know, I'm just chilling. I've been just doing whatever this league. I have a Valdo's guy. I have a freaking Magic Finder. I'm just playing the game. What are you up to?
I've been Valdo's farming some Mage Bloods. I got a
Oh, cool, cool,
OP build, and I don't know.
cool,
I've done a
cool,
bunch
cool.
of the voices maps too, trying to get a one passive. But I've done four three passives in the last couple
Ooh,
days. But
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Uh, so how you liking all of this TFT drama that's going on right now?
Dude, I woke up to this yesterday, and it must have all started pretty much when I went to sleep Friday night, because I came into this at like the 14-hour mark and felt like I just like walked into a big fight that I had no idea how it started. So I had to like backtrack and do some detective work and figure out what was going on. But yeah,
Do you figure it out?
I,
Do you,
I I'd say I figured it out. I mean, like nothing was surprising. Let's put it that way.
oh, okay, okay. Wait, so you knew about all of this stuff?
I mean, I'm aware of the methods of the TFT brass, but
Okay. So, I mean, like everybody knows, right?
yeah.
I was just talking to my chat earlier. I was like, it's so easy for them to circumvent the GGG rules, right? With all the stuff that they're doing, but they actually can't be punished, right? And it's kind of so they're just like basically doing whatever the fuck they want.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's an entirely separate ecosystem that's like completely outside of the game or control. Which, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that that's the most efficient way to trade most things, but because of that, it has allowed that ecosystem to exist. But yeah, they can do whatever they want. They can straight up do anything. Like unless it got them banned on Discord, in which case, honestly, I probably wouldn't even set them back too far. But yeah,
Yeah, because they would just start all over again, right?
yep.
Like, come join us.
And they
So,
if they started over, they'd maybe get like half their users back. Maybe not.
mm, I
Probably
don't
not.
know.
Probably not.
I don't know. It would have to be there would have to be like, oh, we're restarting TFT on. There would have to be a Reddit post, and then they would get like a lot of their users back, right?
They do what any
Or whatever.
company does with bad PR and rename themselves the Accessible Trove. And we have a new CEO named Nejibu, and we're all yeah.
Yeah, you got it. You understand these things.
Mm-hmm.
How come we haven't talked before? You sound like a fairly understanding person about all of these things.
I'm a lurker. I'm an understanding lurker who decided to put a webcam on his face and stream a bunch of mana bullshit for the last 11 or 12 months.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going? You
It's
you
getting
you
there.
like the
I
stream?
kind of did it as like a meme at first, but I'm getting like a couple hundred viewers now, so I wouldn't have thought that a
Ooh,
year
that's
ago.
good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I started like you too, just like grinding my way up, right? Like
Yep.
basically kissing viewer ass for like 3 years. Like, hey guys, thank you for the sub. Mwah! Come back later for more builds. Yeah, I basically had to kiss ass too for like over like a year, and then like finally I built enough of a thing where now I can start banning their asses and they can't do anything about it, and I
Yep.
can just laugh at them.
I'm almost there. Critical mass, where it's like, I could ban this person, but that's -1. That's big for me. But if you get to the point where it's like, I could ban this person, I don't need
Okay.
them.
But
You feel it
so
coursing
so
through your
this whole
veins.
TFT situation, you're
Yep.
caught up, right? You're caught
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
did you did you
Up
hear
to
the
date.
parts about how they go around intimidating people for their items? Did you know about that?
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
you did know about that.
Yeah.
That is
I mean,
that was a shocker to me.
that's not like a super new thing either, but like I would say that's not even too different than like some of the Sikaiba stuff of like having basically rival mirror items that like threaten their big income sources and basically trying to either, beat them or join them type mentality where either get them to list on your service or either craft a better bow or just ban them if you can't, if steps 1 and 2 fail, just ban them.
Yeah, that's basically what happened, right? It's crazy. I'm glad I'm talking to someone who understands all of these things because a lot of people in this game they just don't care. So something happened to you with TFT, right? You were
Yeah.
also banned,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah,
So can you
before
tell
it
me
was
that
cool.
story?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Before it
got
was cool?
before it was cool. Yeah, it was I got some of this open cuz
Okay.
hang on here. Yeah, so
I'll
I'll,
have
I'll
to
give you the
start.
background basically.
Okay.
About it was in the tail end of Ritual League, so it would have been
Oh,
like not quite 2 years ago, like a year 9 months. And
years ago. Whoa.
yeah, when you say it that way, it sounds like a while ago. But here, I got the thread open. But all right,
Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go on
but
your stream. Let me see.
I posted this to Pee Wee Reddit. But what happened was it was toward the end of the league. I
Mhm.
usually play the game at a pretty high level. Like I've always done it that way. I'm a person that makes one character and then just takes that one character to the moon. Like if I switch builds, I still switch it within the same character. So I pretty much just accumulate wealth throughout the league, and I get to the point where I'm like very expensive, like whatever. But usually, what that leads to is you start to get toward the end of the league, and I'm sorry if you guys are getting flashbang, but everyone tells me this. I don't have dark theme. I, I'm a crazy person, I know. But basically, I get to a point in every league where you have if you're still playing the game after like a month, you're at the
Uh-huh.
stage of the game where you're doing like big crafts, and big crafts usually involve like TFT in some way. At least that's been the case since Harvest. So I
I
was
agree.
pretty well ranked in TFT because I played all during Harvest and I played all during Ritual, which is basically Harvest 2.
So you
And
were you got all the vouches. You
yeah,
were
I was
one of
like
those guys.
Eternal times 3 or something. Like I was
Oh,
pretty
you're
high up
Eternal
there.
times three. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I don't
like
know, have any idea how that works because I never got a single vouch in my life in that site.
So yeah, basically, I was one of those people too who was like, I'd read the Reddit threads and people would be like, "Oh, I got scammed on TFT. Don't use it, whatever." And I'm like, "Dude, I've never been scammed. You're crazy." And it's kind of the
So
mentality of
you
like,
were
no one gets scammed until you do, and then
oh, so
suddenly.
you were a TFT backer at first.
I wasn't
You were
necessarily a backer. I was just kind of oblivious, and I was just like, I think you guys are
mm,
exaggerating this heavily.
okay. I
And
understand that.
yeah, so then I had a grasping mail that had
Hmm.
the pre-nerf mod of fractured 100% increased global defenses,
That was a
and
good armor.
I was trying to craft a very big chest, and
I did 70 chulas one league for that armor and got zero, and then threw my mouse across my room
yeah,
when
so I was at the step where it was like, where do I get to? I have okay, so there we go. Dude, I have receipts and everything. It's great. So I was at the point where it's time to Aisling it and get the Veiled mod. So I bought an Aisling from this guy. And once again, some people are going to say it's Ashling, but it's Aisling.
it's Ashley.
It's,
It's
it's
Ashley.
Aisling.
It's Ashley.
It's going to be Aisling for the rest of this. So I buy an Aisling, and I get this guy who's like pretty good rank. Like I set my threshold to pretty high because it's an expensive item.
Yeah.
So this guy was like exalted. He was like the second or third highest rank. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I trust that.
Yeah.
And he deletes the item. His excuse, I don't know to this day if I believe it or not, was that he left it on the bench and then left the map, and it was the sixth portal. That was his explanation for what happened. Maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
oh,
maybe. But he very well could have taken that and just sold it the next day. I don't know. But regardless of if he was like an honest mistake guy who just happened to be exalted in TFT, or
mhm.
if he yoinked my item and sold it later, regardless, I submitted a report and I
That's
filled it
fair.
out like the way you're supposed to, like, hey, my item got yoinked, whatever. And a mod was assigned to review the report. And so I get a message from the mod saying, hey, I read through all the stuff and I've decided here's what we're going to do. And let me see if I have this now. Yeah. So TLDR is she
Oh,
basically
that's
start.
no.
Yeah. I was told when I linked this on Reddit that I can't reveal who it was, but I think unfortunately a few times it said she and the secret was out of the bag. But basically we get to a back and forth discussing like what happened and like, hey, would you be okay with this guy getting his rank back? He's really sorry, whatever. Like probably as he's listing my item. But long story short is it gets to the climax and she's like, he's gonna refund you on standard. And this is in Trade League on Ritual. This is in League. And she goes, he doesn't have the exalts right now on League, so he's going to pay you back in Standard. I'm already, like, pretty pissed off by that solution, because, if you're playing a Trade League, you want the items in the Trade League. Someone giving you money back with Monopoly money on Standard doesn't exactly satisfy you.
That's also
it's also TOS, yes.
Yeah.
But maybe that would skirt the TOS here, because it's, like, it wasn't a direct trade. It was like whatever. Okay, But so I'm like, okay, I hate that, but let's hear it out just to make sure we're on the same page here. I looked up what grasping mails cost with the fractured 100% global defenses mod on standard. So on League, they were 120 exalts. I know we've moved on, and today we say divines, but back then it was exalts. So I'm gonna call it divines for the remainder of the time, because otherwise I'm gonna confuse myself. But it was a 120 divine item in League. But if you went to Standard and searched up that mod on a grasping mail on Standard, it was 700 divines.
Okay, I was gonna guess 500.
It's 6 times more expensive because it was.
I can understand that.
Monopoly money, right? So I kind of clarify, and I'm like, so he's gonna pay me back 700 divines on Standard. And she's like, no, he's going to pay you back 120 on standard. And I'm like, excuse me? And she goes, in your report, you said you lost 120 divines. So he's going to pay you back 120 divines. I'm like, that's not how it works. I want the item back. And the item is worth 700 divines on standard. And she kind of boils it down to well, he's going to pay you back 120. So the damage is 120x. That's what you're entitled to. You wouldn't be paid the markup. That's just unfair. So getting back literally the exact item is unfair, right? And the standard inflation is somehow a markup as opposed to the fact that currency's worth less on standard. Whatever. Okay. I don't think I need to explain it. You see how bullshit this is, right? So she kind of boils it down to well, this is the way it's going to be, my way or the highway. And I respond, I respond, this is how you get angry Reddit threads. And within 3 seconds of typing that message, I was banned. Where is it here?
Wow. Just permanently. No explanation?
Yep.
Nothing?
Yep. So if you guys want to read through these comments, it's probably in this thread somewhere, like my profile, but so I actually was just kind of memeing. I wasn't going to make the thread. So I made the Reddit thread because, at this point, she's daring me to. So I made the thread, and I posted the receipts. I gave all the info. And this was up for about 55 minutes. And it got to 400-ish plus upvotes. It was the number 1 on the Reddit. And it got taken down. Not taken. Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah, not taken down.
My Pikachu face. Wait, guys, imagine I have my cam on and my Pikachu face is happening. Okay.
Not taken down as in it was removed, but taken down as in it no longer displayed on the sub. I can read the post. The post still exists, but it's removed from the front page. It's ghosted, whatever. And I wanted to ask about that. I'm like, what's the deal here? And so basically, the PoE Reddit has a rule. It's Rule 9C that says that I think the wording is you cannot attack a sub-community. And TFT is considered a sub-community. So you might innocently think that the reason for this rule is to prevent maybe 2 streamers communities from bickering and attacking each other. I could understand that. But really in that practice, it's never been deployed. Maybe once in the last 2 years I've ever seen anything remotely resembling that. But for the most part, they own.
I think the only...
Yeah.
Go for it.
I think For the most part, the only time, except with one exception maybe, I've only seen that rule applied to take down anti-TFT threads. Probably 500 one way and one the other. So the rule is very clearly there to take down anti-TFT threads. It's not like some accidental innocent thing. Like, it's made by the mods. The mods ultimately set the rules. They're not like voted on. There's 3 active mods. There's like 6 or 10 mods that are listed, but there's only 3 that are active. It's Multiplicity, Live Jamie, and why is he not listed actually? It's the JF Dragon whatever. JF Dragon Breath whatever. Why is he not listed? Has he in the last 24 hours like demodded himself? Huh? It's JF Dragon whatever is the 3rd mod. Those are the 3 active mods, okay? So, okay, regardless. Of the 3 active mods, you know, those 3 effectively are controlling what the rules are, and one of those 3 took the thread down. And I have since then had like no issues. But I guess if you want to get into the unfurling drama that's kind of been related to the last 48 hours, I had an interesting breakthrough in the evening hours of last night. But so okay, one more piece of lore here in between. So in between,
before you start,
yep,
I would just like to say that rule was probably used when Quinn and Rise's community got at each other's throats over that
yeah,
rule.
I think that
rule was used when that happened.
Yeah,
I think that's the only time, as far as I remember, where 2 streamers like actually like went at each other like that hard, with their communities like when they at each other that hard, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think when I did something, our communities really clashed at all.
Yeah,
not big enough.
I didn't even follow it too deep. There was something with like I think you and was it Palsteron or something about a fire trap build or something? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those things where like 2 people made the same build guide that used the same active skill, and then both their communities are like my streamer's better. It was one of those basically.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh, okay.
You made a build, and I said it was trash.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It was some like fire trap build that had like precision in it and like a level 1 vitality and all this bull crap. And I was like, this is like what the hell is this, right? And then so like I made fun of it a little bit. Like things got out of control. Things got a little heated. I called him some names. Started with the B word. GGG said, "Hey, you're harassing the streamer. We're gonna ban you for a week," and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically.
Hey, I mean, even in that application, like the rule would make sense because, like, even if what started off wasn't like that bad, if you look at like a bell curve of like someone's viewers, and then just say like the sane viewer is the 50th percentile, and then like the 99th percentile is batshit crazy. If you let the 99th percentiles of both those communities just go at it, you'd be getting like SWATs and shit. Like, so it's probably good in that application. But
true.
So to add to the lore here involving my story, at least, there was in the downtime between leagues. It was right after Toda ended, and a friend of mine who's played with me for several seasons. He's a mod in my stream. I call him a Baxith in game. See if he's on right now. But he had a Mjolner from Crucible.
Mm-hmm.
He's not on. Okay, but he had a Mjolner in Crucible. That was like full Crucible tree, whatever. And it was, you know, based off of the kind of Mjolnir build I've been playing. Well, he decided that he was gonna Hinacor's lock some stuff with the double corrupt altar before it got removed. And I had never used a Hinacor's lock that whole league. I made a very expensive character. Like, I had a 15 mirror character.
I saw that video.
But I'd never used a Hinacor's lock. And so I gotta be an idiot for all the stream to see, because I was convinced that what you did was you clicked the item, and then it showed you the outcome, and then if you clicked it a second time, it used it. Like, that's how it made sense to me. And I'd watched, like, streamers use it, because the way it usually works is if you're going for, like I'd watch Sushi do the bow, and I just remember watching Sushi, like hold the Exalt on the bow, and like you clearly see the outcome because now you see crit multi slam as a suffix. Like you saw the change, right?
Mhm.
So I in my head thought, okay, when you click it, you see what the outcome is. Well, as I was hovering over, the box turns to just this purple, like this full purple square. And to me, I wouldn't have like if I would have done that and I would have saw like a shaper influenced bricked rare, I would have immediately thrown up red flags like, oh, something has happened here, and just like backed away. But I just see
Okay.
this blank box, and I'm like, oh, this box must be like the Hinacor's lock effect, right? And I click
Mhm.
it, and the Mjolnir goes away, and I'm like, well, fuck. So the Mjolnir poofed, but me being the person who like played the Mjolnir build and also played during Crucible, I also had a Crucible treed Mjolnir, but it was still a Gavel. I didn't chance it, but I mean it was like a mirror quality. It had the Mana Bond mod on the 5th slot. It had the 4 good mods leading. Like it was the one I made for me for my build. It was the one, right? It wasn't some like knockoff, but
Okay.
I just didn't chance it. So I gave him that instantly. I'd actually traded him that Mjolnir. Like, I think I went back and watched the VOD, and like 33 seconds after the poof, he had the Mjolnir in the trade screen. So I gave it back to him right away, and then I
Mhm.
paid, and then he ended up taking 33 Kraya kicks to chance it back, which is a little bit pain champ, but I paid him 400 divines for payment, which it worked out to be like 30 divines an hour. So he got it back. He got it chanced. He ended up getting like attack speed AoE or like AoE onslaught on hit, and he got it chanced before the league ended. But so all was good there.
But you didn't tax him. You didn't
No,
tax him.
right,
Like TFT taxed you.
no. So he got. I mean, it's just me and a buddy screwing around on standard. We don't actually either care that way, but he got fully paid back, whatever. But like even in the clip, so that someone posted that clip to Reddit, which initially I didn't really mind, but like it was funny. But I went back and I watched the clip, and it immediately cuts off before I pay him back. So like, and then like the whole thing was trying to frame me as like I just poofed a viewer's item, and then just said, well, fuck you. Like it was super super deceiving. Whereas like it's actually a friend of mine, and I paid him back in 33 seconds. So like
Who was trying
that
to free you?
yeah. So that got posted as like some rage bait thread to PoE Reddit.
Oh.
And so I went in there pretty quickly, like right after I ended stream, and I made like a big summary post on what happened, basically saying like, this is actually a friend of mine. I paid him back the Mjolnir like the second the clip cuts out here. He's got it back. He's chancing it right now. And I'm gonna pay him back for the chancing too. Like I basically summarized everything that like, guys, this is rage bait. This is not what happened. And that thread, however, was filled with comments, and like a quarter of the comments were from someone called Live Jamie, and he's one of the 3 active mods. And it seemed innocent enough at first. Like I was just talking, and he seemed like he seemed like he took the bait. So he nothing wrong there, right? Like if you're a moderator and your job is to moderate the sub, and you see some clip of like, oh no, this streamer just scammed a viewer, fuck this guy. I could understand him coming in swinging and being like, trying to like, put this on blast. But even after I made the summary and I responded to pretty much every comment, and I responded directly to him on like 12 to 15 comments, like explaining what happened. After all that, I went to sleep pretty much thinking like, okay, this dude understands what happened, right? Like he's a moderator, his job is to review what happened. I've given him like 4 hours. I'm going to get like 2 hours of sleep tonight, like explaining what happened. He gets it. We're good. Okay? So, I wake up in the morning and I see that I had taken the clip down just because not because I care. Like I kept the VOD up. It's because I don't mind if someone watches it in the VOD. Like I think I even timestamp linked it somewhere. Because if you watch the VOD, I don't care because then you see what happened. But I was just pissed off that the clip was cut right before I paid him back, just to make it look deceiving. So I took the clip down, but then left the VOD up and had the timestamp. But he had gone in to the VOD. He himself remade the clip and then uploaded it to Streamable, so it's on a different website now. Taken that clip, put it back on the post as a pinned stickied comment as the first comment, saying, here's the clip. And then I saw this, and I'm like, oh, he's going to give context now as to what happened. And then just does not give any context as to what happened. He just completely left out the fact that it was a friend of mine. He completely left out that I paid him back. He just took the streamable clip and pinned it as the stickied comment, and then put the thread back up and walked away after reviewing all the comments for 4 hours. And at that point, I'm like, do I know this guy? Like, this guy has to, like, I must have, like stolen this kid's Yu-Gi-Oh card as a kid or something. Like, I don't get it. I don't even know who this is. But, so he must, like, not like me for some reason that I don't know. And then I thought back, I'm like, what could possibly, like, be a correlation here? And so I kind of put my tinfoil hat on because, like, logical things didn't make sense, so I was bored. I'm like, all right, let's think illogical things. So I thought, what if he's the TFT mod? Like, what if, I'm on their bad list. I've uploaded things. There's a lot of them that don't like me. What if he's the TFT mod? And so I was like half serious on that, but then we had this happen. Oh, I had it open. Could someone? We looked this up earlier with the archived comments because I went to show my stream this, and he deleted all the comments. But we went and we saw the archived one that has the undeleted comments. But I'll show you. I'll
Are you like some detective or something, bro? Are you just like online, like sleuthing
dude,
all day, bro?
I'm a bored guy on a weekend on day 43 of the Path of Exile League. So, somewhere in these comments, they're here.
Mm-hmm.
See, this guy is a mod. This guy is a mod, but it doesn't show him on the list anymore. So he must have quit being a mod today because last night he had the mod tag here. But
he looks like he got minus 59 votes on his
I mean minus 58 if you don't count mine, but let me find it here.
Well, he's getting downvoted in oblivion. What's he saying?
I mean, it's just what you'd expect, like defending, like, well, we had to take these posts down. They were getting out of hand, Which okay. I mean, like, I get that. There's some truth to that, but like, you're gonna get downvoted if you say that to the mob as you're telling them that. Okay, here it is. Found it. Okay, so I saw this last night and I commented to it. Mm-hmm. I had the tab open with the archive post, but if you want to fact check me on this, go right ahead because the archive comments will say the same exact thing. Someone had a link to my chat, but Mr. Live Jamie responded saying, if you can link me one example of direct evidence where we deleted comments to, like, suppress some anti-TFT stuff, then I will show you the screenshots of the deleted comments. Basically challenging that, like, this is made up. That, like, we're not actually suppressing anti-TFT stuff, but that... Basically saying, like, you can't prove it. You have nothing, And to be fair, on a lot of people that will work, because most people on, like, the pitchfork bandwagon... They want to just, like, target someone, look for hate, but, like, if you challenge them, be like, take 20 minutes to, like, put together some concrete evidence, you've immediately eliminated, like, almost all people, because, like, they're not there to, put in effort, right? So,
yeah, true.
That will, that will shake a lot of haters if you just say, like, oh, give me proof, prove it. So I'm just like, all right, I'm up. So I just linked to my thread.
And you just just remember this thread that you had.
And then I said, how about taking down the entire post after 1 hour of being plus 450 at #1 on the sub? To which, once again, you can check the cached comments, whatever. His response was, it looks like it was taken down by another moderator according to Rule 9C. Which, okay, backing up, remember, Rule 9C is the rule that says you can't attack another sub-community because, drama between, like, Quinn, Rise, whatever, all that stuff, right? So, like, however, in this context, that's such a bullshit excuse because all he's saying in summary is it was removed because we have a rule to take down anti-TFT threads. And so I just give the example of it means all I have to do is be quote unquote a sub community and you're immune to criticism on PoE Reddit. So I could make a community of 50 people who only scam mirror items and we'd be immune to criticism under Rule 9C. So who could this rule possibly be for? Which in the last 2 years, this rule has only been used really on one example, and that's TFT posts. So like basically that him citing that is just actually confirming the meme, which like I think he thought he was defending it when he was actually just like confirming it was true. But then he responded here with some like 12-year-old comment of like, lol bro, if we took down all the anti-TFT posts, the front page would be empty. So at this point I'm like,
yeah, you got some really good memory. You got some sharp memory going on here, bro, on all these fucking Reddit responses, bro.
I do.
You got that shit memorized.
At this point, I'm like, maybe it's not a tinfoil hat. You know, maybe there's actually some truth to it. So maybe on that Mjolnir thread, he wasn't just this random mod who just said fuck this guy in particular. Maybe he actually has some involvement and doesn't like me for other reasons. So I decided, okay. I read this thread today, and that's when things got real. No, not this one. Hang on. Just a second. Where'd we go? Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. Dude, near the top, number 2. So this one got posted from the TFT Discord of Mr. Janabu playing the victim. But the guy commenting, though, had more. And this is where it gets really funny. So at this point, I think...
Post it from me.
I think...
These are all from me.
Yeah. So at this point, I still think I kind of have a tinfoil hat on. And maybe it's just like, maybe I'm half joking, half serious. But there's a surprise at the bottom, okay? We'll get there. So, you know, basically there's just this recurring theme of like, any time you like refer to quote unquote a content creator, there's just like this disdain in the comments, which I think is a reflection of like I don't know much about him, but I think like deep down he does have this like personal disdain for content creators because he feels like
they do. They 100% do. I was trying to talk to one of the mods yesterday. I'm not gonna say who it was. The dude said all you streamers are entitled, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to talk to you right now, like in a legit conversation. You probably don't want to start off the conversation with all you streamers are entitled. Like, it's kind of, you know, I'm just a normal guy, you know? Yeah. I'm just trying to talk to you about some shit that went down. Like, how am I entitled? If I was entitled, I'd just be like, you're a dumbass and I'm better than you. That's entitlement. That's what they do, right? That's kind of like what they do. It's not what we do. We're just trying to play the game and trying to like, you know, like build a community, put some pocket change on the side, like make some good builds and just chill, right? That's all I'm trying to do. But I don't know what this whole entitlement thing is, and I don't even know that word can describe me.
I can't tell if it's like a victim complex thing or if it's like maybe he at some point wanted to be a content creator and has now realized that his chance of that would be 0 due to just like community opinion. I'm not sure, but he kind of goes on a rampage then. Like you've read all these, you know, but just for everyone else. But basically,
yeah, I read them in
one at a time, calling out just like PoE Dan's actually like the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan or some shit. Like just real grasping at straws. Like he gets to the point where he calls them all Nazis. Like, but.
Yeah, I got to that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real bad shit, right? I think that's the only way you could describe it, right?
Most sane TFT mod.
But like, real bad
also
shit.
Like I didn't realize this, but like these people exist. Like it's not surprising, but it kind of is. Like I don't know how you do it, Nebu. My mental couldn't take it. These people exist. It's like finding a shiny Pokemon. I didn't realize, like, but so yeah, you get through the comments.
I had the same exact reaction earlier. I was like, no wonder he's the way he is because he has a bunch of these like lackeys, right? Just propping him up, like telling him he's right all the time. Like those aren't your real friends if they do that, right?
Yep.
Those aren't supportive of you and you what you need to accomplish, right? Like real friends tell you what you've done wrong, right? Not this like freaking like half-ass, ew, you're so right on all of this bullshit, right? That's not real shit, dude.
The yes man complex. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, honestly, he should take a page out of like the streamer handbook. You don't get yes men. You just get a bunch of people laughing at you. It's the opposite.
That's what I have, dude. I'm just like a bunch of people spamming emotes in my chat all the time, calling me a fucking soy cat like 24/7. Man, all they want to do is watch me lose all my currency every single day. Just farm 100 div, lose 100 div. That's all they want to watch, dude.
So then we scrolled down to this one, and I think this Pokemon silhouette was already registered in my decks, so I had to go back and figure out where I saw this Pokemon before, and I think I found it. So we have a rematch here. So in comes Nell, going after Sushi. But yeah, anyways, you get to the bottom, and it gets to the point where, again, then we have the Nazi calling, basically saying, like, well, I don't like them, therefore they're Nazis, therefore I'm correct and I'm the good guy. One of those, like, mental gymnastics where you plant on the mat after 3 backflips and land and put your hands in the air. So then he gets to the point saying, like, he emailed Chris directly. They went out, they had brunch together, talked like gentlemen with their monocles, and Chris said, Genebu, I'm going to unban you. You're correct. Like one of those things. Which I don't know if there's like some level of schizophrenia here, but I'll give you a spoiler attempt, or a spoiler alert here. That didn't happen. Oh, look, Ruetoo's been banned. Yep, so we're getting close to the present now. So I said there was a surprise at the bottom, but turns out maybe I wasn't crazy. Because Nell said there is a comment leaving a disparaging remark towards Genebu. And
Gamer words.
am I crazy? Or did I actually get one right here? Is the Detective Connor correct? When I read this, I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I think I talked to Live Jamie yesterday. I'm still skeptical. In my mind, all I think about him is that he's a Reddit mod. He has some connections to TFT, and he just kind of got like you're a kid, you get caught in the wrong crowd, you fucking smoke some weed in high school. I think that's his kind of situation, right? He's not like a full blown like he's like this conspiracy where he just wants to go in and just fuck everyone that's anti TFT. I think he's just like trying to look out for some friends who quote unquote friends. They're not really your friends. They're just using you, but he doesn't know that because he's naive or whatsoever. But he's getting used. He's bad shit is happening. That's what I think. I don't actually think he's a bad guy. I think he's a pretty decent guy. I think he's a pretty normal guy. I talked to him. I think it's all like fun and games, but
I think it's a thing too where like they see similarities in the sense that like he is a moderator on PoE Reddit, and so like clearly he'll take some shit for things where he maybe wasn't the right. But at the end of the day, then he's like not this like person facing guy. He's just kind of behind the scenes. Whereas you could kind of make the same argument for like a TFT mod where like they get a lot of heat, but like they're convinced they're doing the right thing and providing a service while not receiving like any like quote unquote content creator clout. They're just like the behind the scenes crew. So if you view both viewpoints from like their point of view, you could see them being very similar, like between a TFT mod and a PoE Reddit mod. Like a lot of heat, but like they both think they're doing the right thing. So I could see them seeing similarities to each other and like naturally feeling allied because of that.
Okay. But I don't know. You should talk to him. Like he's like a normal guy, dude. If you talk to him, ask him, like, tell him, hey, dude, message him or whatever, on Reddit or on Discord. I'm pretty sure he'll talk to you, right? He's not like one of those.
The thing is though, like
anything.
That may be true, but like that doesn't necessarily explain the Mjolnir thread of the like, the fuck this guy in particular mentality. I don't understand that then. Like, it makes more sense to me. This is a weird thing. Like, normally I'm not the guy who's just like, oh, it's a conspiracy. They're like, but if this is just some like, oh, it's a big misunderstanding thing, like, then the fuck you in particular mindset doesn't make sense earlier. That I don't get then.
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
like I'd never interacted with him before. Like I never in my
I do
comment
see your
history
point.
had talked with him. Like that was I had never met this guy. I like Loki meme. I've never seen this man before in my life. So
Wow. This hell of a story that you just told me.
yeah,
So basically, TFT fucked you before you were a content creator.
Mhm.
Let me get this right. And then you feel like even after the time they remember that they're still trying to like discredit you.
yeah,
Is that what you feel like?
yeah.
They're trying to discredit you as a person, so like they don't feel like this band can eventually come
No,
back
they
to them.
definitely they totally 100%. Like okay, if you want more context on that, like the Mjolnir thing. So I was banned in TFT, right? And if you think they don't remember me, that like, oh, I was just some nobody they don't remember, like that to me makes the most sense. That's the most logical answer, that I'm a nobody that they don't remember. But after that like Mjolnir thread went up on Reddit, it was like 14 minutes after that thread went up that one of the people in this chain went and posted in the TFT Discord that I've been banned from TFT. So think about that for a second. They used that
Crazy,
to
dude.
say that I was banned from TFT. Think about that. So I have evidence that I got banned for a super bullshit reason because a mod was being petty. And then when that Mjolnir thing happened, they immediately go in and type, "This guy's been banned from Reddit because of this," when I was already banned. So they're basically trying to use like say like actually he was banned for this as like a cover up. Like so if you think they don't remember, why else would they with like cat like reflexes go in and say
Don't say cat like. Don't say cat
with
like. Use some of
feline
the.
like reflexes go in and say this guy's banned now for this reason actually. Don't look at the other reason. He's not banned he's banned for this. So I would have assumed that they have no idea who I am and I'm a nobody, they don't remember me. But then when I saw that and I saw like I thought it was funny. I'm like, that's hilarious that they like banned me for that when I was already banned. But that I think is kind of proof that they very much do remember and are trying to use that for like some weird good PR that to say like, oh, we're covering up this bad story, you know. That one surprised me though.
Wow. Sorry, I'm reading some weird shit about someone's sister on my thing. Like, what are you guys linking? Like, my chat is going crazy. There's like all these chat logs about like TFT people coming out, like doing some like fucking shady shit like everywhere, like say hi to your sister and like what I don't even know what that I don't even know. This is like getting some like real deep shit. I'll probably look at that after. But bro, like you know what the scary part about all of this is?
Hmm.
So many people have come out to say all of these things about this group of people and all the things they've done in the last few years, and it's scary. And you can imagine how many people that have already quit the game, or they don't even have a voice, right, in this matter. Because
I actually did quit over this. It was it was the end of Ritual. I think Ultimatum was next. Is that right?
Mhm.
So I quit Ultimatum. I didn't play because this was toward the end of the league, and I decided to not play Ultimatum because I'm in my mind I was done because I like to play like really end game builds that are well put together, which means like crafting like mirror tier items. And I basically like saw the ban, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna walk away. Like maybe if they change the trade system in the future, I'll come back to PoE. But yeah, I did quit Ultimatum and not play Ultimatum because of that. But I don't even remember what got me back after Ultimatum. But it was the league after Ultimatum then that Scourge. Does that sound right?
yeah, it's
I
Scourge.
yeah I came
No,
back
no,
in
no, it's
Scourge then. Yeah,
Expedition. It was
Expedition.
Expedition, then
Okay.
Scourge.
Okay. No, I took two. No, I took 2 leagues off. Then I didn't play Expedition either. Yeah, I took 2 leagues off. I took Ultimatum and
You
Expedition
didn't play
off.
Expedition, bro. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, well, I play low life builds, so fuck Expedition. Those calling strike assholes that don't highlight the text at all. But I came back and Scourge then 6 months later. Yeah, so I quit the game for 6 months because I felt like I couldn't craft endgame items anymore, which would have taken the fun out of the game for me. Which,
Damn.
yeah.
That like the impact they have on the fucking community right now is crazy, right? And this was when they weren't even that big, right? Back then in Ultimatum League or
Yeah.
whatever,
Well,
Ritual League, they weren't that big
in
back then.
Harvest they became huge, and then they had a bit of a retraction, but they just kind of stayed relevant since then. And then
Yeah,
Ritual was basically Harvest too. But yeah.
yeah, man, dude, hearing all these stories, it's so insane to me. So you personally quit the game over this,
Hmm. It
like
worked out
100%. No other
nice.
reason. You just felt like you couldn't craft any items anymore. You're
Yeah.
just done.
Yeah. Yeah, because you gotta remember
Man,
too is like the way to craft endgame items largely involved Harvest back then for several leagues in a row. Like it went through various like nerfs and buffs, but it was like just still so much more insane than anything else. Like I played an Aura Stacker in Ritual that had it was like 9,500 exalt value, and it was just like all Harvest crafted gear. It was like 300 and something aura effect with 21k energy shield. It was probably the tankiest in league character ever to like all types of damage, maybe. Because I was doing deep delve back then before the rework, where people were doing like the ZHP stuff, where they just don't get hit and they just do damage, and if you get hit, you
yeah,
die. Because the damage multiplier in delve just like was so much higher. Like at depth
yeah.
2k, even the damage multiplier was 26 times. Where right now at 6k delve, the multiplier is 8. So even 2k back then was over 3 times the damage of 6k delve now. But my ritual
You
aura
probably didn't know
stacker,
this. You probably didn't know this, but I invented that meta.
you were the ZHP Prometheus.
I was the first ZHP Delver in the game,
Oh dang.
and I invented the meta back when I cared about Delve.
Well, I was
I
like
got
the
a, I was the lowest like solo player that wasn't involved to damage in Delve League, and and then afterwards I just stopped delving and I just didn't care anymore because I think Delve League took a lot out of me and I like stopped playing for like half a league and then like the bow characters took over the mantle of like the ZHP characters and it was like Scourge Arrow and all of that stuff for the longest time. So
yeah.
when it comes to Delve, I fully know the ins and outs of everything about it. I just don't care to do it anymore. I don't know. I had like a few leagues of it and I just had enough.
Yeah. But for me it kind of marked the end because I felt like I couldn't like play the game that way anymore. But like here's slightly younger Connor. But
At
this was
least like slightly younger Connor doesn't look like slightly younger Belton, because there's a big difference there. Have you seen that one?
slightly younger Belton was like an Abercrombie and Fitch model.
Exactly, dude. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Woo! That one shocked me, dude.
Oh, I have screen shake on, so I'm just gonna skip so I don't trigger people. But yeah, this is I mean like this is how I played the game, and I just felt like I couldn't make these characters without TFT.
Uh-huh.
So to me, I was gonna have to go back to just being like, oh, I'm just gonna like clear tier 16 maps and that's it. So to me, like the fun was gone. So like no point trying, right? But yeah,
They removed harvest crafts from the game, so you were like, oh, maybe I don't need them anymore. Is
yeah.
that
And the
why
thing
you
is,
came
like
back?
on the discussion of like harvest crafts too, that was an overwhelmingly positive thing for many reasons. But a lot of people have like a bad taste in their mouth about it because they simultaneously nerfed harvest at the same time as that because of their philosophy that like with less friction it has to be worse. So a lot of people when you say, "Oh, give it the harvest treatment," they immediately get defensive and say, "No, don't do that." But it's for different reasons. Like fundamentally the system for trading became better and much better, but people still don't like it because they nerfed it at the same time and they associate the two things.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the system is better today, but the way they treated the mods is not better today. Like all the stuff that was useful that we used to use to craft a lot of stuff, like sacrifice amulets, like freaking like more likely and all the stuff that mattered, right, to a lot of the like the start of the game, right? Like crafting your like starting game gear, it's all gone now. And yeah, I don't think 3.19 nerfs were that great for the game. The key prefix and keep suffix is still plaguing the game today, right? Removing those
Yeah, I
mods.
mean,
I had to use 9 hidden corners locks this league to get 150/50, and that pissed me off.
yeah. I've only Hinocor's locked like 2 items, I think, but I got T2 mana on like 9 attempts on this, so I kept that
And
one.
one of them was that Mjolnir.
No, in league this league. That was on standard in between.
Oh, it's been a nice chat with you though.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were kind of like this. I'm looking forward to like watching some of your streams later, at a later date because you seem pretty competent in the game and you enjoy the game. I like people who enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I told my stream, I gave you a shout out on my stream. I hope you get some follows. It was a nice chat, dude. This whole TFT thing goes back so far, right? It affects so many people, and even from the people willing to step forward, all of these stories are already fucking crazy. I can't even imagine the people who even come forward or the people who I'm not in touch with, right? But yeah, guys, check out Connor at One Mana Left on Twitch TV if you can shoot him a follow if you're interested in mana builds. He does a lot of this mana shit like every single league apparently.
Yep. I'll throw out one last maybe floater idea though, because one thing I do hope comes from all this is that this isn't something that dies tomorrow and then everyone moves on and it just goes on the same way it is. I hope this is actually a tipping point that leads to an alternative. I don't know what that is, but I kind of think it has to be like some group of the larger creators get together and make an alternative. It's just no one wants to do it, and I think short of that, it won't change. But hopefully, this is a tipping point.
It's got to be like someone like Ziz or something like that. Someone like huge, right? Who has a lot of like YouTube
probably
power,
like 5+ huge people. But yeah.
Well, maybe we'll talk again. You have my Discord now.
Yep.
Stay chat once in a while. My community is pretty good. You might find some likable people to talk to there and there. Anyways, I'll talk to you next time.
All right.
And thanks for the chat, dude.
All right. See you. Thanks.